Today I'm reviewing this Roland RS4 Mini. Now I have attached the plate for the camera mount, and also I have attached the Aqua Suite quick release mount on my camera, and this is a Sony A7R4 camera. I intend to mount this onto the DJI Roland RS4 Mini for shooting 4K video. I have already pre-balanced it and it is ready to go with the 3-axis all balance, which is the tilt, roll, and pan. It is very important that you have to balance your camera onto the gimbal first before you start operating with this. Now the first thing is the choice of lenses. On this Sony A7R4 I had a crop lens, which is a power zoom lens from Sony, and this is operating at 18 to 105 millimeter at f4 at a crop's focal length. So this is intended for video shooting on most Sony video and still hybrid cameras. Now this gimbal is capable of a payload of 4.4 pounds. Right now this is only 2.6 pounds, and there are plenty of room left for carrying a heavier camera. So if you intend to use a heavy zoom lens like this one, which is a full frame lens, and this is a 2470 f2.8 Sony lens, it's quite heavy. And if you had this on the Sony camera, you can balance it on here. If you mount this on this camera, the total weight is 3.6 pounds, so it's less than the 4.4 pound payload. Right now it is balanced for this camera, so the balance procedure is highlighted. If you look at the instruction manual, there are very few instructions included in the package. There is a QR code that you have to scan, and then you go into the DJI menu, and then there are 4 procedures you must follow to start. First thing is how to mount this Aqua Suite quick release plate onto your camera. There is a stop rotating mechanism here. You have to make contact into the camera base and then tighten this. And then the second is you have to balance the tilt mechanism. And then following that, you have to balance the roll. And the last thing you have to do is balancing the pan. So the 4 axes are here. So here I'm going to release all the motor locks so you can see how this is balanced. So this is for releasing the tilt motor. In the tilt balancing, there is a micro adjustment here so that it moves the camera in a very small increment so that you could fine-tune the adjustment for the tilt balance. The tilt balance is very important because the camera would dip down if you are not balanced or tilt up. The next thing you have to do is to balance the roll. The roll is this here is a motor lock. So I release this, and this would control the roll balancing. And then the last thing to do is to balance the pan, which is in the bottom here, that would turn the camera 360 degrees horizontally. So let's put the camera on now. So the camera go in sideways, lens facing this way. So it would go all the way until you hear the click lock. So I'm releasing this. Right now, you can see the tilt is not really balanced, so I just moved this. I have to readjust this. I have to really go backward. Okay, it's too much. Going forward again. Okay, so that's about right. So I'm gonna lock it in place. So I'm going to turn the gimbal on right now by long press this on off button here. The controls here, I just briefly show you. There is a touch screen here. I could control the different configurations. So the first thing is, I have to go to the top menu here. The top menu, unfortunately, is not shown when it's turned on. You have to swipe down, and the first thing you have to do is to go into the Bluetooth setting so that you pair the camera with Bluetooth setting onto your DJI gimbal. And this procedure is outlined very clearly in the DJI menu when you download the DJI app onto your phone. And the next thing you have to do is to do a calibration. So it would ask you to start calibration. Now I have already done the calibration. I'm just going to show you the camera will start to turn and shake, and this is all normal. So you press onto the calibration setting to start. You can see it is shaking a little bit. It would go through about 30 seconds doing the tilt, the roll, and the pan calibration. Okay, so it gives you the percentage is finished now, so completed. And then the next thing you got to do is you have to select your gimbal operation, whether you want to have smooth, responsive, and so on. This is entirely up to your shooting preference. So let's go into a dial setting. Now, right now this camera is already paired with the DJI gimbal, so I'm going to turn it on now. So the camera is starting. All right, so I can control the camera just swinging it with the joystick here. So up, down, going right, going left. And to go back into the original position, there's a trigger here in the front. If I double press it, it would go into the center position, like so. Now, there is a thumb wheel here you could operate. So right now, in this setup, so this is the dial function setup, I have chosen the thumb wheel to control the pan. So you can see in the pan here, there's a check mark. See this check mark here is identifying that the thumb wheel is now locked on to pan. So I could pan the camera very smoothly. Now I could choose roll. So roll would cause the camera to go this way. So let's do that. Right now it's selected to roll, and I'm going to turn the thumb wheel. Very smooth operation. And then there is another option to control the tilt. So now the tilt is selected. So this is very, very smooth. Now there's a switch on this side here which would change the function of the joystick. So on the side button here, if I switch up, I'll show you. So the joystick now is controlling the camera function. So I have zoom in now and zoom out, very smooth. And this zooming speed again can be set up through your manual settings. Now for the camera function, the on-off switch is also a focusing button. If you have pressed this on-off switch, you see I have a green light here identifying that the camera now is in focus onto the pot of flowers. DJI gimbal come with a cable, and this cable is supposed to connect to the USB output here on the camera and then onto the gimbal handle here, so that this would give me an operation of pull focus. I can now turn the focusing off in the lens and set it on manual and use this cable in conjunction with the thumb wheel here to control my focus. Unfortunately, this cable won't work with the A7R4. This is a 4-year-old camera. It will work on the newer camera A7R5 or the Sony A7 IV. This cable is a USB cable, and for this camera to operate the zoom function, I need the old Sony multi-camera function cable, which is connected into this port here instead of the USB port. The USB port is the second up, and this is a multi-function camera port, which is on the bottom port here. So this cable does not work with this 4-year-old Sony camera. But that's not an entire loss, because right now with the Bluetooth connection, I could choose to focus with the recording button. So the focusing is now on green. So let me show you some of the accessories that come with this DJI gimbal. There's a NATO quick release mount here. You could attach a briefcase handle, which does not include in this package. You can order the combo package, would come with a briefcase handle that would slip into the rail and extend it in this position for you to hold on to the gimbal with 2 hands. And also, let me turn the gimbal up so you can see. There is a connection here on the top for an AI sensor connection with magnetic mount. Again, this package does not come with that option. You could purchase that separately from DJI.com, or you could purchase the DJI RS4 Mini combo, which include the AI module and the briefcase sling arm. This attachment is for my sling neck strap, which again, this comes with the neck strap. I just put this on because it's more convenient for me to operate with my neck strap than without. So I leave this on, but this does not come with the package. The legs come with the package, and also there is a charging cord which comes with the package as well. So one unique feature about this gimbal is when you turn it off, the gimbal would go into a complete shutdown and lock all the motors simultaneously. And I'll demonstrate. So long press on the on-off button. Right now, the whole gimbal is locked. In the 4-axis, the tilt, the roll, and the pan axis is all locked. You can unlock this manually by, let's say I'm just going to unlock the motor here. Now it becomes free to turn. Lock it again. And this position, you can remove the camera now, which you have to unlock the camera in this position here with the unlock lever. So right now it's unlocked. And press onto this button here and slide the camera 45 degrees up. There you go. So with the camera out, you could now put this into your briefcase. It is fold almost flat. You could also release this if you need to, but right now, remember this has a micro adjustment balance for this camera in the tilt axis, so I'm not going to remove this. It's easy to find a briefcase that could carry this with here, and this whole handle could be put into your briefcase for transportation. Very convenient. So back in the position, and let's go back into the operating mode. So I could slide this camera and go into click stop, flip this lock up to lock this securely, and then press and hold onto the on-off button. Now completely operating position and ready to go. So this RS4 Mini I think is best for content creators, bloggers, wedding video photographers, and event photographers doing news coverage and so on.
Questo è il suo difetto, questa di protezione, tira qua e via, indietro. Non voglio neanche vedere cosa sia. Dai, vediamo cosa sta dentro. Qua, maniglia, la batteria, la piastra. Questo non è il suo, molto vecchio questo, molto usato. Va bene, rimandiamolo indietro, così si rimanda indietro. Seconda mano mai. E compriamo nuovo. È arrivato 10 minuti fa, quindi mi bastano questi minuti per rendere conto che non è utilizzabile in queste condizioni. Ciao.
Maybe it's me, but I don't know. Is it supposed to be this difficult to adjust this one? I don't understand. There's no like little piece to allow you to do those small increments. Dr. Swole about to break it. You have to go like that, upside down, so you can't see really, but oh well. That ain't it. As good as it's gonna get.
Venía todo suelto, o sea, las piezas literal venían todas sueltas en esta bolsa. Y estoy viendo acá que faltan piezas, aquí donde viene el contenido, y le falta esta madre, este que dice tripod, y se me hace que también un par de cables.